Yeah, you're a breather, Kevin. You're a nose breather. Yeah, you're a mouth breather.
Mouth breather. I'm a right nostril. Fuck. Turn around.
They get paid, their clients get paid, everyone is happy. All right.
That's no lot of good things.
Come on.
Dude, Jay-Z's going down.
I'm gonna sing an original that I wrote.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know who else had the game in that whole ordeal? Besides Puffy. Puffy definitely did. Puffy had a lot to gain.
He's going down, too. Man.
So did,
Bill Gates is going down. Dude.
So did, I'm not even talking about what that whole, I'm talking with the Tupac and Biggie. Who killed Biggie then? They know who killed
Puffy.
Biggie? Puffy did too. Puffy had that. Yeah, you know who else gained on that whole ordeal? Master P.
Right.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, probably. I don't know if he was part of it.
I don't know if he was part of it. But
You don't know.
they're probably the one. They probably took the fall for Master P.
Who? Puffy?
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive.
Whoever
Channel
said you got $1 million.
focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. And of course, here's the meme of the day brought to you by FiveMind.com. Okay, so, I mean, again, you'd have to be living under a rock to not know what's going on all over social media.
When stink lingers, use Lysol Air Sanitizer.
Wondering how I got here? Well, when you get a taste for something different.
Here right now, and especially on X, we just got a massive Epstein Files dump. And yeah, so much for the leftist narrative that Donald Trump refuses to release the Epstein Files. He must be implicated. He's complicit in the crimes. Well, the files just dropped, and they are damning. They are bad. And I'd argue extremely bad if the Democrats...
You're rooting for the Patriots, huh? Well, that's going over here with my Seattle Bucky hat.
I'm not like fucking gonna
As if
cry
there's some
about nothing.
smoking
I don't
gun.
care.
Now, I'll be very clear, there are some allegations
I
against
just think
President
they're
Trump.
gonna
His
win.
name does come up, but there's a whole lot that the left is not telling you. The disgusting nature of the left is once again exposed as they're cherry-picking the files and only highlighting uncorroborated allegations targeting President Trump and basically ignoring everything else. Let me explain my interpretation of the Epstein files, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'll show you what's being alleged, and I'll explain what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so I'm sure you guys have seen this. Leftist accounts all over social media are posting these pretty damning allegations where Donald Trump is accused of all kinds of crimes involving minors, let's say. We can't really get into too much graphic detail, but there's a lot of allegations here suggesting that Donald Trump was an Epstein accomplice, various accusations that he was supposedly abusing girls under the age. And basically what the left is doing is they're zooming into the complaint summary, taking the allegation, and then posting it without the context, but the context here is the most important part. All of these allegations came in from random people, including some people from abroad, from countries like Australia, where they're calling anonymously into the NTSC or SDNY tip line. So these are basically all the procedural entries detailing the calls from the tip line. This is not evidence whatsoever, and in many cases, there's a little bit of added context that the left is purposely ignoring. Notes regarding the law enforcement follow-up, stuff like complainant was spoken to and deemed not credible. Additional research showed 3 separate incidents involving police which requested in mandatory psychiatric
appetizers, chop
calls were happening
salads, surf
conveniently
and
during
surf.
election
That's fish
season
and
as Donald Trump was running for president, and you had
We're gonna risk it
mentally
yesterday,
deranged
man.
people calling the line and accusing Donald Trump of being an Epstein accomplice with all of these wild claims. And there's actually all kinds of claims here targeting President Trump. There's another one.
Yeah, I got one for it.
2019,
What's the
where
first thing
there's a
somebody
literal
does when they
deranged
order a
drug
burger?
addict who was referred by True Pundit's Michael Moore, alleged that he was on a yacht and he was RAPE'd by George Bush Sr. and Bill Clinton, while Donald Trump and his wife Melania watched, quote, baby dismemberment and a feces-eating satanic ritual. Now, of course, again, this individual was deemed
Fried
Bull
or
in the
fried?
tip was
Yeah,
immediately
they order
dismissed
fried?
by the
Most
FBI
people
and
eat a fried
NYPD.
first.
I mean, the claim is obviously ridiculous. The person was referred to by Michael Moore,
Sure,
appeared to be
yeah.
another deranged individual.
Dude,
and yet
when
the
Dave
left is
said that,
presenting it
I was
as
like,
evidence,
this
but
motherfucker
none
knows
of
what
this
he's talking
stuff is
about.
evidence. They're all
Because he was like, if I get a hamburger
Conveniently, they all come
and
right
the
around
fried and
election
shit,
time. All
I'm
of a sudden,
sending it all
from
back.
2016
Yeah,
to
fried gotta be
2020,
good.
and not in between, by
He
the
said,
way,
but
not
he
just
sending it all
midterms,
back,
but
burger
only during
and all, he
the
don't give a
general
fuck.
election season. You get all these
Oh,
wild
that makes
claims
sense. I
accusing
said, you know
Trump
what?
of
That's
crimes
crazy.
imaginable.
You know what?
So far,
I
everything
eat all
presented
my fries
implicating
before I
President
eat
Trump
my burger.
is either hearsay, secondhand
You know what I'm
account,
saying?
or claims being made by totally discredited and untrustworthy individuals. Another example of that is an email that suggests that Donald Trump is compromised by
House-made
Israel.
desserts. S'mores Budino. S'more Budino. Banoffee pie. Cooper's hot chocolate cake. Salted caramel cream brulee. Key lime pie. Reese's ice cream cookie. Flourless chocolate torte. House-made waffles.
All right, look, I don't know who needs to hear this, but my man just tried that new 100 milligram generic Viagra for.
Yeah.
Prepare the deportation spell, the
Oh.
liberal.
That felt good. Good food. What? Rub my eye. Wow.
Literally taking child meat shields to then use their corpses as propaganda. This is the craziest shit I've ever seen, right? And the fact eat it up, literally. Information of all the people on the actual website. That went super viral.
What do you think of this? I mean, this is.
Militant, retarded, communist, insur.
Is that who I think it is?
Jay-Z.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Insurrectionists.
These niggas think that they were.
California.
It was never gonna come up. Like it was just gonna.
What's that?
Consequences?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, they thought, well, they never, Hillary wasn't supposed to win. Or Hillary was supposed to win. You know, they were spying on him for years before he even ran for the presidency. And they did Russiagate. You know what I'm saying? That's what they tried to set him up, make him look like he was doing all this shit to him. That's why they impeached him. They tried to find, they've been trying to get a crime on him forever. And man, but I can't jump on that bandwagon no more, man. I just can't, because I feel like we're being hoodwinked somehow, some way. Like, first off, him working with Palantir and working with Peter Thiel, dude, and he's working with Bill Gates. That's the crazy thing. That shit don't make no sense.
Who refuses to cover the actual violent riots, admits that the riots are violent.
I don't think Kevin made it.
It's got a top speed of 31 miles per hour, but watch how fast it takes off. Ready? Here we go. We're already at 22 miles per hour, 28 miles per hour. All right, let's do a flyby here. Oh man, this is fast. Well, too fast. So yeah, 31 miles per hour.
What's up, my fool? How you doing, dog? It's a dope ass car. You got $1 or two? I asked for $1, bro. What is this? Speak up, bro. Why are you scared, bro? So you're scared he gave me this $5? Relax, bro. Breathe. Breathe. Take care of you right now.
Preach throughout the whole world so that
I'm trying to see who's gonna give me money, and I'm gonna give them 100 times back.
all nations will hear it.
Glad I can help, bro. Appreciate you. Hey, enough with the hugs, bro. I can't be seeing people hugs out here. Why are you shaking? Relax. Calm down, bro. I took care of you. You're good. What's up, my fool? How you doing, dog? It's a dope ass car. Got $1 or two? I asked for $1, bro. What is it? Speak up, bro. Why are you scared, bro? So you're scared he gave me this $5? Relax, bro. Breathe. Breathe. Bro, take care of you right now. I'm trying to see who's gonna give me money, and I'm gonna.
Is anyone looking for a fork?
I like that.
Let's try that. Is it?
What's up, my fool? How you doing, dog?
Feel bad for him? Well, I mean, if I spent my day feeling bad for traitors and insurrectionists, I would really not have time to do anything else. Call a medic! Call a medic! Oh my God! God, this is a lawyer. Deportations that's going up. First, they're also in jail, by the way, all those guys. Local police did nothing in order to stop it. Earl? Yeah, you end up like.
That's true. That's true.
Who knows? Fuck who knows, man.
Insane.
We have no
Insane.
safeguards against coercion.
This is the craziest thing in the world. All right, we have like we're actually trying. All right, by we I mean the government is trying. Not the Trump government per se, but whoever these fucking activist idiots are trying to normalize being able to murder your own baby at home. All right, DIY, kill your own baby. No need to even go to the doctor. No need.
A single idea can ripple into waves of progress. As a top research university, we know this well. UW Milwaukee. This is where we make new waves.
This is actually Aisha Verma is a trained woman.
It'll confirm that in North Carolina,
Throughout all of America, because that means at least is murdering a baby. His name's Chinla.
Saw this guy flip flops. Hey, if someone owes you money, are you not gonna take it? Yeah, exactly. So
California, California, something. Self-flagellating nepo. magistrate gets 4 years for hurling Molotov cocktail at officers during LA anti-ICE protests. So this is what they're calling mostly peaceful, for those of you that are unaware. That's right, Molotov cocktails at cops is mostly peaceful protesting. Governor Gavin Newsom doesn't want to stop this. He's in fact telling the police to lay down their weapons. It's not working, but he's trying. And we're going to look at these mostly peaceful riots in just a second. But first we have to see what the bourgeois thing. So this is the Grammy Awards, where all the cups come together, all the heated there. The 20-year-old girl decided that she had some words for us all.
No one is illegal.
Can you just pretend to be my girlfriend? Like, I'm just gonna film a video and I'll send it to her. Yes.
That's raping us. All right, I don't care about any of that. All right, that's what they're all saying. That's what they're all saying. Don't care about it. Of course you don't care. You live here. You live here. So no, you don't care that there's a race war in like across the street. You don't care about that. All right, because you are an actor. You sell your body for people. You're a whore. You're just a glamorous, expensive whore. Okay, and I'm tired of making believe you're not. So anyway, anywho, she really fired up the goy beam on this, and everyone's getting really tired of it. Sorry, bro, you're a sleuth. Americans are calling on Hollywood elitist Billie Eilish to return her $14 million LA mansion to the Tongva tribe, after she claimed no one is illegal on stolen land. She should also graciously host illegal aliens in her mansion. After all, she has the moral high ground. I'm really glad, proud to be American at this very moment. Super proud to be American right now. Absolutely based. Now, that's not the only cringe shit that's been happening at the Grammys. Turns out the Grammys require valid ID, a name on a list, and they have security checkpoints. It's so weird. It's so weird. It almost sounds like they're enforcing an immigration policy of some sort. This is apartheid. Is this not just basic apartheid? No one's illegal on stolen land. The Grammys are literally on the land of the Tonkichiwa tribe, brother. What are we doing? They hosted the Grammys on stolen land, and they're refusing to let people enter? Unbelievable. See, this is why liberals are funny, because they're retarded. So anyway, that's not the only insane shit that's been happening. And don't worry, I'm going to get to all the California fraud in a second, but we have to understand the level of shithole California is first. So Trevor Noah, in my opinion, committed a crime.
That's cool. There's walking by like I don't know if it was Target or something, and asking for money, and some kid gave him $5. And dude's like,
a PS5.
I'm not saying that that's legit or anything, but it kind of sounds like that's exactly what just happened. Not saying that that's what happened. Now, he said something else though that ruffled a lot of feathers.
Song of the year. Congratulations, Billie Eilish. Wow. That is a Grammy that every artist wants, almost as much as Trump wants Greenland. Which makes sense. I mean, because Epstein's island is gone, he needs a new one to hang out with Bill Clinton. So, I told you it's my last year. What are you going to do about it?
Now, the funny thing is, Trump was never on Epstein's island, actually. This is like one of the most known facts about the entire Epstein situation. The fact that we have millions of documents released, and so far, and I know someone's going to get all upset about what I'm about to say, but it's a fact, there is not one piece of evidence that Trump was ever on Epstein's island or ever raped a kid. In fact, there was no evidence that Trump was even on good terms with Epstein for the last 20 plus years, actually. So this is actually really interesting. Now, Trevor Noah, he might have woke too close to the sun, because Donald J. No evidence yet. So Donald Trump decided to tweet one of the most diabolical Trump tweets of his career. The Grammy Awards are the worst, virtually unwatchable, totally gay. CBS is lucky not to have this
Totally
garbage
gay.
in their airways
He
any
added
longer. That was Trevor Noah, whoever he may be. Diabolical. It's almost as bad as Jimmy Kimmel at home. That's brutal. And the low ratings Academy Award. Noah said incorrectly about me that Donald Trump and Bill Clinton spent time at Epstein's Island. Wrong. I can't speak for Bill, but I have never been on Epstein's Island or anywhere close. And until tonight's false and defamatory statement, have never been accused of being there, not even by the fake news media. Noah, total loser. Better get his facts straight and get them straight fast. Looks like I'll be sending my lawyers to sue this poor, pathetic, talentless dope of an MC. Oh my god. And suing him for plenty money. Ask little George Slopadopoulos and others how that worked out for them. For the record, he sued George Slopadopoulos for like $500 million and he won. Also ask CBS, because he also sued CBS and he won. Get ready, Noah. I'm going to have some fun with you, President PGT. This is what we call absolute cinema, for those of you that aren't aware. This is awesome. This is great. Absolutely. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, but what about political opponents? Good. Silence them. Fucking destroy them. And with all due respect, if someone slanders you, obliterate them. Put them in the goy box. I have to stop saying this, bro. People are going to think that goy is actually a slur. And it doesn't just mean nations in Hebrew. But anyway, put him in the goy box. Hit him with the goy beam. All right, he got his Jewish lawyers to zap him with the goy beam. And it works. All right, it's over. By the way, a lot of people are like, but aren't you against the idea of Trump going after his political opponents? When have I ever said this? Absolutely, you should go after his political opponents. What are we talking about? If they committed crimes, they should be in jail. Base? What are we talking about? I have so many people trying to take this upper moral high ground. No. You slander someone, you get punished for it. You fucking commit a crime, you go to jail. You rape a kid, we kill you. This is my stance. It's been pretty consistent forever. And quite literally, I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, no, that's where I'm standing. So anyway, back to California. While they're hosting their gigantic award show on stolen land, it turns out a gigantic fraud scheme, the likes of which we've never seen before, is getting exposed.
One doctor billed the government $120 million in a single year,
Oh my.
claiming to oversee 1,900 patients.
Oh my.
With almost 2,000 hospice agents,
Whoa.
LA County has more than 36 states combined.
During the Beauty Rest President's Day sale at Ashley, save up to $1,000 on select Beauty Rest black adjustable sets, plus free delivery, plus choose a free gift, and get 60 months 0% fund.
36 states combined is the amount of hospice in LA. You're telling me this isn't fraud? Get out of here. It's every single one of these shitholes has their own fraud network.
And 30 times more than either Florida or New York.
Oh my god.
80% of the whole country's home health care billing is coming out of Los Angeles County. How is that possible?
Cash back on my phone. Or not my phone, on my box. I have.
Hospice
Oh, yeah.
providers.
That little box. I have like
Bro,
Some in strip malls.
get out of here.
cash card with shit.
And vacant lots.
Vacant lots, guys. There are hospice centers.
Red light special.
This is where we're standing right now.
I can feel that out. Tragic stuff I want. Can get a hospital license or read for me.
Ooh, that's pretty nice.
Easy
So
about
it seems like they're once again using immigration as a gigantic front to do infinite fraud, which is steal our taxpayer dollars. And then, wow,
Fucking
what a
Justin Bieber. He's like,
thing. They're
for the next
also
48 hours, he's breaking this boy
trying to
in.
increase taxes. It's a socialist.
That's
it's
crazy.
A socialist state. So
It's
we
happened
have
to
these
all of them.
socialist
I'll
states that
show
want to increase
everyone, too.
taxes and then steal money
All
from
of
our tax
them.
dollars. Isn't that weird? Guys, we're in so much
The
debt.
whole
Guys,
thing
we
is
can't
all
afford
of that
housing.
shit's
Guys,
about
we're at
assets.
the war. Guys, yeah.
Wait till you see
Yeah, you're
about the
taking
pizza
half our
game.
money
They
and
finally
you're
broke
stealing
that
it.
back open.
Pretty
When they
insane.
said, there's no,
Now,
dude,
this
they
is
straight
what,
lied,
another
man.
thing that our taxpayer dollars are funding in
Right?
California. I thought it was important to know.
Everybody.
Public schools. All right, so public schools are quite literally getting funded by our tax dollars.
And I
Let's
knew
see
it.
what the
I've
public
been
schools
there.
are up to. This is
Old
an
girl that I
elementary
used to
school.
fuck with, right? She was like, I used to tell her, Jay-Z, Beyonce, all of them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Man, they're eating babies, nigga. Dog, even, I didn't even know. It was Jerry Seinfeld and, what's his face? From
The
the
elementary
Tonight Show.
schools are
They were
flooding the
sitting there.
streets with
And he's like,
retards
oh,
protesting
that's
against
how you
ICE.
want your pancakes.
In other
He's like
words,
this. That's how you want
fighting
your
against the
pancakes.
will of the
Like
American
young human
people.
flesh.
I've said this before, and I will say it again. I'll say it as many times as I have to, because this is one of the great lies. Right, one of the great lies.
Why do you think they make all these
Stunning
movies
new
like
poll
that?
was just released, and it finds the
'Cause they
supermajority of
really
America
do that
wants
shit.
mass deportations to continue, 61% to 34%.
Dog.
58 oppose ICE defunding. 54
You never
want
seen
ICE
the movie
to
The
continue operating.
Terrorizer, huh?
73% say entering the U.S. without legal permission is breaking the law. Okay, quite literally.
You remember
the majority
movies like
wants deportation,
Hostile
the
and all that
majority
shit?
voted for Trump.
Nigga, that's
Trump
real
is
shit.
doing the
Nigga, that's really
deportation,
happening. They do all that shit. But
These people are
Purge.
insurrectionists
Them niggas run that
kids,
shit.
they're just retarded because they're kids. And kids are retards. So these guys are
Oh,
anti-America
that's
and
the side of the
anti-democracy.
Super
And
Bowl.
their teachers,
We got these kids out here doing this shit now.
actually the retard Trojan horse.
This is at the tail end of a very long day. Looks like they're cheering because they were able to push that officer back inside.
Isn't that insurrection? Aren't these people criminals, CNN?
Okay, and now people. Okay, all right, hold on. Do you see the police?
Yeah, and
What's
all of a
insurrection?
sudden it's mostly peaceful, right? It's
Trying
mostly
to
peaceful,
overthrow the
everybody.
government.
Mostly peaceful. So peaceful it's insane. Now, Gavin Newsom released an order, allegedly, telling the actual police to not get involved. All right? So, this is the craziest part. They were told
You know
not to
what's
actually
really
arrest
ironic?
violent insurrectionists and rioters.
Is this-
Well,
the country
pretty
celebrates
interesting because
its
the police,
insurrection
they were,
every 4th
they
of
were not
July.
very happy with this order.
Reality of
But now somebody else wants to
approaching another armed agency to create conflict.
flip, turn
over
this shit
something
upside
that
down,
would
and
be
now it's a
a
bad thing.
misdemeanor at best or an infraction. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so the cops are like, we were told to stop ICE from arresting these people.
Or
We're not doing
like they
that.
gave
We're not
they
doing
gave
that,
a
sir.
statement.
So Gavin Newsom
They
is
said about Iran. They said if you gotta use force to stay in power,
You're not in
then
power.
you shouldn't be in power.
Something like this.
But here in America, they gotta use force to stay in power.
Some level.
If we all stand up and say no, you think they're gonna just take that shit?
Some level.
I mean,
There,
the
no.
saddest day
Yeah,
of all time.
exactly.
Almost as sad as when it turns out his wife was cheating on him with Harvey Weinstein, but not as sad as the day that he had to admit that he cheated on his wife with his best friend's wife. That was even sadder. Now, the honest truth is, this dude is having one of the worst
Yeah.
days of all time. Quite literally, it hasn't been this bad for him ever. Benny Johnson is a journalist. He went to LA and exposed $100 million in fraud. So lock in, boys and girls. We are going to watch an unbelievably, quite frankly, insane takedown of, in my opinion, probably
I couldn't get off
the
my block.
most straight up fraudulent, evil shitholes in the entire country.
Welcome to California, the capital of America. Nearly 200,000 homeless people.
In one day, yes. Apparently, in one day, he was able to expose $100 million of fraud. Yep, Goyven Newsom is having the worst day of his life.
Reside in the Golden State. It's way worse than Minnesota. This was bought with taxpayer dollars.
Oh, that's
Obvious fraud. What the hell is going on?
Mayor Bass needs Skid Row for her to get federal money, but the reality is we can fix this if we want.
I can't believe it. I can't believe that never
Oh,
occurred.
shit.
Welcome to California.
Dude, I love citizen journalism. Citizen journalism is actually saving America one day at a time. The Nick Shirleys, the Benny Johnsons, the retards that reacted and propagandized the world, radicalized the people like me. That's me, by the way. That's what I do. I'm the radicalizer. That's what I do here. I just roll in and I'm like, yo, we pay taxes. Our taxes go to fucking buttholes like these people. That's right. And I don't want my tax dollars paying for gay sex. That's right.
Yeah.
So definitely subscribe.
A whistleblower from inside of the homeless industrial complex. So you believe homeless shelters are being used by illegal aliens?
So they're
Oh, my.
allowing protesters
Oh.
to come and surround us.
All right, let's go, dude.
This
Don't
is
forget, Ken.
I'm gonna show up without
We're looking
it.
for a house closer to everything, but we
Let's
don't know
see.
where to start.
Find it with Realtor.com. With Real Commute, it's easy
Is
to
that
find a home
witch?
closer to what's ever close to your heart.
They said he broke
We
it,
always
man.
say, Realtor.com.
The Undertaker's on the team? I didn't know that. And he got up on the ribbon. Like I said, that was a fucking magic trick.
Of 100,000 supplements in the
That was
U.S.,
Satan
0%
himself.
needed FDA approval.
He entered
But
the
there's
game.
one brand backed by 22 years experience, 15,000
Like,
physicians,
that's like-
third-party testing.
In normal
Trust their
forward.
numbers
That's not
every
that's not reverse.
Theralogics.
No, that's
Supplements taken
it's
seriously.
up. Just like
Because
Undertaker.
You are my followers, and many will turn away from me and
Ooh.
betray and hate each other.
All the
Many
lights
false
should have went out.
prophets will appear and will deceive many people. Sin will be rampant everywhere, and love.
Love of your mother, the love of your father. Poopers.
There's a Harbor Freight store in your neighborhood. And the thing about neighborhoods, they're not made of places. They're made of people. The kind of people who look out for each other.
Immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit, who had his dwelling among the tombs. And no man could bind him, no, not with chains, because that he had been often bound with fetters and chains, and the chains had been plucked asunder by him.
Behold, the master.
And always, night and day, he was in the mountains and in the tombs, crying and cutting himself with stones. For he said unto him, Come out of the man, thou unclean spirit. And he asked him, What is thy name? And he answered, saying, My name is Legion, for we are many.
Before I say thanks to God, I'm gonna say eyes out.
Really a chick. They hold. You just got steamrolled. I don't see how anybody could have held anything. You got sacked and they held? How does that work? Yeah. Did a bad job of holding. Look, you see that? Look at it. Nicki Minaj tweeted, "Your favorite artist has been practicing rituals in a satanic cult where they take babies from other countries and mutilate and kill them as a form of worship." Look through Hollywood elite speech. Why are they sacrificing chicken Samoa?
The wind was blowing 13 miles an hour. I was going to kick a field goal. I was going to go this way with the wind. Then I flipped it real quick.
And they come to Jesus.
I kicked it to the other side. Allowed the wind to kind of.
And had the legion sitting and clothed.
I mean, not that I wanted to run, but
I believe that music has the power to change my life, and God has the power to change my life. And I want to tell y'all right now, Jesus is for everybody.
I don't trust
Jesus
him.
is not owned by
He's
one
another liar like
party.
Kanye.
Jesus is not owned by no music label. Jesus is Jesus.
They ain't saying you should,
have
eh?
a relationship with him. I love you, Lord.
Well, we went into the weekend with an onslaught of attacks from the enemy, using as many tactics as possible to discourage everyone. The video today is not intended for children, so I just recommend. This is rated PG-13. We'll be disclosing a lot of information to include children protesting ICE, that's K through 12 students, evil assault on reporters and Christians.
Holding.
Epstein file details that came out the other day, 2 million. Hollywood elites exposed and showing their love of Satan at the Grammys. They don't care. They're fighting back. They're possessed by legions of demons, as you saw in the intro. However, we will end with very positive information. Make sure this isn't all dark, but there's just a lot that the enemy threw at everyone this weekend, hoping, again, to discourage many. Thank you for following us on Rumble and hitting the like button, folks. We're growing there, and we hope that you go to our website, amweknow.com, to find out more about us and what we're doing. Check that out. President Trump said the biggest problem this country has is that the Democrats are soft on crime. They want to protect the criminal, violent and vicious as they may be, at the expense of our great American citizens and patriots. That is not what America is about and never will be.
Never.
And so I wanted to start, I was going to show this later on, but I thought it was important to get this out right away from Shannon Hill. If you're looking at your screen, there's a picture of the United States of America for those listening. Most of it is red. Just blue cities trying to tell us how to live, and that's what it appears like. America is red. It's the blue cities that seem to be telling us how to live. And so that goes into everything that we talk about today. So as we get into some of this terrible ways that the teachers are treating our children and the faculty at these schools, these government-run schools and more, as we see the actual abuse playing out day after day, just remember these are small points, small little dots on the map. Most of us listening are probably not surrounded by a lot of this. Probably don't drive through the streets and see all the protesting the way that they're being shown, but when it's on the big screen and people are talking about it all the time in social media, it makes you feel like it's right next door.
What's
so
funny is they're like, oh, it's just these little areas.
They're trying all they can to get into the minds.
Populated areas.
And they're starting to use the children.
True that.
Across our nation in the schools, the government-run schools.
True that.
Here is a New York City preschool scandal. Kindergartners forced into anti-ICE and anti-Trump protest.
Talk about
this is not education.
Good afternoon.
These kids are K4.
My name is Dr. Canton. I am the director here at the Chloe Day School here in Harlem, New York. As today is a national day of protest for all the violent things that we're seeing happening across our city. Here at the Chloe Day School, we learn about service and acts of service from Martin Luther King. And so to end our month of service, it's too cold outside for us to go outside and protest. Our teachers cannot walk off the job and leave our children unsupervised. So today, we decided in solidarity, we would support all those who are out protesting against the violence that we see and the harm that we see happening to our friends. So some of our friends are going to share how they feel about what's happening and what they want to see happen in our government to change the harm that we see. So Sahad, how do you feel about what's happening?
I feel honored.
Right, and how do you feel? What did you tell us earlier?
I feel angry.
Because you don't like to see what?
I don't like to see people are hurt or taken away from their families.
Right, and so Isabel and Amadi, what do we want to say? Stop them? Right. Okay, and my last three, Faith, Mariama, and Raya.
That's a bad throw.
What do we want to tell people?
That throws anywhere in front of him.
Now, what I'd like to know is
where it needs to
how did they get permission to release this video out to social media? The parents have to sign a document allowing them to do it.
I suppose, probably.
You guys understand that? I mean, I've worked in the school system for a long time, and you're not allowed to release photos or videos of children unless the parents give consent. So that means all the parents gave consent for this? I'm just wondering. I'm sure they had to sign some type of document. But you see how this has an effect across the entire United States of America if you start getting into the children like this. Remember, we had the masks, and then you have the books that they read them telling them it's okay for men to dress like women and behave like idiots. And now they're telling them, hey, we're tired of seeing people get hurt. We're tired of the hate. Yeah, we're tired of it. But you guys are directing it in the wrong, in the wrong way.
What the fuck's wrong with them?
How about showing all of the girls that have lost their lives to these illegals?
So you girls, what
all
do you
the
ladies
effects
sit around all
on
day
our
around
economy and more. Well, they don't want to get
about
into
what's
that.
going on around and
We know
some
what it's
dudes
about.
like, yay!
Students all across Detroit skipped class to protest ICE deportations on Friday. 10% of students in Detroit can read at grade
on the fucking
level,
playground
folks.
so somebody can come steal them.
It's absurd.
Today, students walked out of schools across Northeast Ohio in protest of federal immigration enforcement, leaving classes to gather and march outside their campuses. The demonstrations in Cleveland, specifically at the Cleveland School of the Arts, echoed nationwide activism against immigration and customs enforcement policies.
Where the hell are our elected officials?
Protesters carried signs and chanted ICE out of our cities as peers voiced fear and frustration over recent enforcement actions. Those national concerns were heightened by recent confrontations between ICE and communities, including an incident in Minneapolis showing aggressive enforcement tactics and fallout from deadly encounters between federal agents and civilians. Students say their walkouts are meant to raise awareness and stand in solidarity with immigrant families and other young people calling for changes to how immigration law is enforced. Reporting for Cleveland 13, I'm David Jones.
Again, these are small portions of America. It's not all over. It's not next door. Maybe for some of you listening it is. But we got to get that straight as we move forward through some of this. You have teachers urging kids to hit the streets protesting ICE. And in a video clip, which I'm not going to show you the clip, I'm just showing you the picture of it on the screen, the girl with her hand showing almost gets run over by a car. So they're telling them to go out and protest, and the kids are out in the streets. They're supposed to be in school, and they almost get run over by a car. Then you go to other protests, and they have children hitting Kristi Noem piñatas. Children, and all the adults celebrating. Kids are being egged on to beat a Kristi Noem piñata. And the crowd chants Assata Shakur quotes. Yes, the cop killer they've turned into a folk saint. And they have cuss words all over these signs. And they're screaming with the children. And they're making it look like it's happening all across America. Again, this is a small portion.
Fuck out of here.
It's not all of America. If you head over to Audubon Elementary in San Diego, reportedly there's a first grade teacher who hung the American flag upside down and put up abolish ICE sign in her classroom, all to protest ICE arresting criminals.
Exact same fucking thing. And they aren't even playing
That's
fucking
the woke
man
in our schools. I'm going to show you a video clip. Somebody combined them all to show you these K through 12 students out protesting. You catching on to what they're doing to our children? So now the Satanists across the country said, well, we got to do something. We're getting beat up. We're losing all of our USAID money. We're losing all of the free money that was given to us from all of the terrible things that were set up against our country. We've got to get that money back somehow. Well, they're starting to get rid of all of our voters. So if we lose the voters and we lose the election, we lose the Democrats, and then we lose the power we have over the children in the schools. So we got to put a stop to this. You following? And then, well, let me show you this. Remember, nobody's talking about.
I lowered it.
The women victims killed by the very criminals that ICE is trying to deport.
I found out if you just
Kayla Hamilton, Ruby Garcia, Elizabeth Medina, Rachel Marin, Lincoln Riley, Jocelyn Hungary, Jocelyn Takiz, Melody Waldecker, Molly Tibbetts. No, don't want to talk about them. They just want to talk about ICE. And as I showed you in the intro, that pop singer Bad Bunny, the guy who dresses like a female, who could be a female. Oh, but he's got a beard. Oh, I know. But they can transition, folks. If you ever look at videos, you can go on all types of search engines.
All you gotta do is have a little bit of extra facial hair and
these women who transition.
Well, they got
from female to male, and I'm telling you, you can't tell the difference. I could barely tell the difference. Anyway, just throw that in there.
Two just stands
Oh,
there.
yeah, I was gonna say those two.
That's a lot of these.
Both
you know,
of them are
performers
For me
seem
to
to
take
be.
over. And then dude slides.
Pop singer
Right.
Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl halftime show. Anybody watching the Super Bowl out there?
Can I
As
get on?
some
Can I-
people are
can we
so
both- can we
addicted
both get
to
on this team?
watching this stuff. It's hard to turn it off. I get it.
I remember we did it at one point.
So he bashed ice, and he says, "Before I say thanks to God,
Ow!
that G right here
Yeah.
that somebody typed here, Patriot Oasis,
Right.
that
Oh,
should be
yeah,
a little
that's
G, not a capital G. So I'm going to correct that right here on the screen. Little G, which means he does not worship our Heavenly Father, the true God. He worships his God, Satan. He says we're not savage, we're not animals, we're not aliens, we are humans and we are Americans. No, you've got that wrong.
Insurance companies want you to settle your accident case cheap and fast. They count on you being hurt and scared with nowhere to go. Not at Badger Injury Law. I know what these injuries really take from a person. That's why I fight for every dollar. Because getting back on your feet shouldn't leave you behind. If you're hurt and don't know what comes next, I do. Let's talk.
Real connection, real results, Badger Injury Law.
Coulter's President's Day appliance event is here. Shop the best deals of the season on the best brands with fast delivery. 4-piece kitchen packages start at
Don't have any time
$15.99
off.
and finance your purchase for up to 60 months with no money down. At Coulter's.
That was the last time out?
Being a pro doesn't start under the lights.
Nice stuff.
It starts in the kitchen, where factor chefs move like point guards, reading heat and timing every pass. And dietitians dial in balance, the way coaches fine-tune plays. Because what you put
Another one of those you might not be
Also,
able
say to people, I know it's tough to know not to hate
don't
on
have
these
enough
days,
time
and
to
I was
spike
thinking
yet.
sometimes we get contaminated. I don't know how to say that in English yet. Well, you guys are filled with hate, yet you accuse those that you hate of
They don't have
hatred.
time out. They gotta do what they gotta do, or everybody does.
Speaking of that, who showed up at the Grammys and was recognized? I think it was the Grammys. Is it Grammys?
Huh?
Me not picking the play don't stop.
Just the Grammys? No, I think it was
But if
somewhere.
you
Was it?
stayed there, the clock couldn't.
Let me see.
It
You ready?
naturally has a time to run. But it's over. Doesn't matter. It's over.
No, it keeps running.
It does, right? Like, if you don't pick your play right, you still have a.
Yeah, it looks like he's at the
Yeah,
Grammys.
but your own little
He
possibility.
gets a standing
So you
ovation
got
from a lot of
automatic
people
10-second
there
runoff.
for what?
Like,
Going
you
into
do
the
nothing.
Christian church.
Yay. Fuck.
Breaking the law.
Way
Way to go. We all
It's the
worship
second half of
Satan
the
here,
season,
almost
man.
all
That's
of
how
them.
it
Not
always
everybody
goes.
in that room does, but I'm just saying, a lot of folks standing up, standing
Surprised
ovation,
you didn't
clapping
fumble
hard.
it.
Yay, it's so amazing. You're so great. Thank you for helping us to expose and go after these Christians who are
Second half
taking
of the
out
season,
all of our
they
worship of Satan
step
and
it
all
up.
the things that
Yeah.
we've been
They
promised
step it
from
up.
him.
This is a flat out.
We got a lot more to cover in a moment.
Not a coincidence. It's a pattern.
Tons of microplastics wash ashore all over the world every day. And now for the first time, scientists in the Netherlands have detected microplastic pollution
in to
in
around the
human
40-yard
blood.
line on that side, 42, 43.
We are exposed to.
We
We inhale and we ingest.
what?
They let me get to it.
That actually,
Shit.
There's so much plastic that it can even
Third
enter
inches,
our bloodstream.
The Dutch study on blood samples from healthy adults
Let me
detected
get to
tiny
about the
plastic
40-yard
particles
line,
in
but not quite
80%
even.
of
The
people.
30, 43,
If microplastic
40.
plaque is discovered in your arteries and
Well,
veins, you
before
are
they
4.5
know
times
shut
more
down.
likely to die from heart
Well, yeah,
attack or
because they know
stroke.
what play you're playing.
Humans now ingest 6 times more microplastics than in 1990. So trust me, you've got
If you don't
microplastics
get it,
in
if you
your
don't
arteries.
get it.
Microplastics devastate our ability to retain
Gotta
muscle
make
mass
sure
and
you guys
even
pass
impact
that
our
line.
bone density, making us weak and brittle.
You
Microplastics
all-
are altering our DNA
Hold
by
them.
causing DNA damage.
Hold
It's
them.
a known risk factor
I did that.
for disease like
Oh,
cancer.
that's
They
not
disrupt
what
our
it's really
hormones. A recent
That's-
study
I
shows
just-
sperm count
fucking-
and
it was a
testosterone
half
levels
of
are
a second
lower
of
than
a
ever.
fucking play.
Avoiding and limiting the use of plastic is not enough. We
how's
must
it
take
4th
active
and
steps to
11?
remove these toxins from the body before they do
How do I
irreversible
lose
damage.
a down?
BPA is degraded by Bacillus
They
pumilus,
declined
a
it.
unique strain of
That's how.
bacteria found in kimchi.
Yeah, but
Another
I was-
recent
I was
study shows that
4th and
consuming
1, if
kimchi
anything.
lowers blood pressure, triglycerides, blood glucose. Kimchi has also been shown to
Yeah,
enhance
that's right,
the
it was
quality of
4th and
skin
1.
and hair, reduce risk of obesity,
So
improve
you
gut
held,
health, and
it's free play,
digestion.
4th down,
Right
4th
now,
and 11.
and we know viewers can get 25% off Kimchi One with code OCK at mybrightcord.com/OCK or call 888-317-9941 for up to 50% off, free shipping, and a free bottle of vitamin D3 plus K2 only when you call. Again, that's 888-317-9941.
So when do you believe that Mr. Lemon crossed the line from reporting on what was going on to criminal activity?
Conveniently missing from what you just showed, George, is the appellate court and a judge on the appellate court who said just a few days later there was clearly probable cause and it wasn't even a close question. So, and by the way, a grand jury, which is what our system has set up to determine whether probable cause exists, concluded that there was probable cause.
So this is Attorney General Todd Blanche calling out fake news ABC George Slopadopoulous, trying to run cover for Don Lemon.
That indictment is now public. Everybody in this country can pull it up and read for themselves and see what the grand jury found that Mr. Lemon did. I'm not going to comment on the charges specifically because it's not appropriate, but it's interesting that we talk about the First Amendment right. You have a right of freedom of religion, which is just as important as any other right that we have. And George, I don't know if you've watched the videos or read the indictment about what it's alleged that Mr. Lemon did, but if anybody in this country thinks that is, quote, independent journalism, I would like to have a conversation with you. Now, he's obviously has a very good lawyer. He can raise defenses in court to the extent he wants to, but nobody in this country should feel comfortable storming into a church while it's ongoing and disrupting that church service and thinking that we're just going to stand by and let that happen because there is a statute that does not allow that to happen. It doesn't matter if you happen to be a former CNN journalist. It doesn't matter if you're a rioter. It doesn't matter if you think you're peacefully protesting. You are not allowed to do that.
Not allowed to do it. So we're going to jump all over America. We're going to start here in California. There were, I can't play it because there's probably a lot of cursing, but it's pretty sick. This part right here, folks, I'll play this part at the beginning of what happens to this female journalist when a male who's covered up jumps on her back and kicks her. Knocks her to the ground. Before that, I can't show you the audio because the video with audio because if I do, it's just constant cursing. But this guy is doing all he can to harass this reporter. Grabbing her, wants to punch her. People are shining lights in her face and more. That's the masked radical left Antifa thugs beating up a female journalist trying to cover the chaos at the LA ICE facility attack. So all these mobs running wild with zero consequences, they're letting them do it. Why? Because these people, these so-called leaders who actually didn't get elected, they were selected, who worship Satan, have been placed into power. They don't win these elections, folks. We know that. We've talked about it over and over again. And when they don't win the elections and they get into power and they go in their back rooms and they're worshiping Satan with the way that they do, and if you look at how these folks do it, they make their sacrifices to Moloch. You can translate that for what you will. Go to the Word of God and figure out how they do that. We're going to talk about that a little bit later as we get to the Epstein files, as they actually make their bank accounts in the name of Baal, Baal worship.
You got to come back down towards the ball.
And this guy feels empowered to just run up to some, journalist, mad at a journalist, but, who taught him to go up to women, start beating them up?
Come on, he's all over me. Give it to me.
He should be arrested right on the spot. And I'm looking at the video and I'm like, is there a police officer there? Yeah. Look.
That's
Police.
what I'm talking about. Get the fuck out of here.
Where's the video clip of them taking him in? So then we go over to the Communist News Network, always covering for the Satanists. And they get to the LA mayor. And as she reacts to the anti-ICE protests happening all over LA. If you look in the background, you can see them going crazy, throwing all kinds of stuff at these guys. Rocks and water bottles and all kinds of stuff. And this is what she says while that's happening.
Well, I can tell you that the situation is under control, but it is ongoing. And there was a interaction that was violent for a minute, but it was brought under control. First, you had the federal officers defending the federal building, and they acted in the beginning, and they dispersed tear gas. Then when it moved into the street, then of course the Los Angeles Police Department takes over. There is a show of force there, but so far they have been managing it. I think it's down to about 150 people, and they're kind of scattered around one particular intersection. So I think that it will end okay, but we are on a tactical alert right now in our city, and all of this is unnecessary. We have to go back to the origin of all of these protests. Nobody would be protesting now in the street if Minneapolis hadn't happened. We wouldn't have had protests in Los Angeles if they hadn't invaded us.
If they hadn't invaded us, see what they call it? ICE invasion. No, it's taking out the voters that you guys were using to basically get your votes in, even though you guys twist the numbers on the computers anyway. You still need your voter base, which is the illegals. California. What else is going on in California? What are they trying to cover up? Why are they distracting so much? Wall Street apes. The fraud being exposed in California is insane. 18% of the whole country's home health care or billing is coming out of Los Angeles County. 18% of the whole country's home health care, folks. One doctor billed the government $120 million in a single year, claiming to oversee 1,900 patients. With almost 2,000 hospice agencies, Los Angeles County has more than 36 states combined and 30 times more than the whole state of Florida and New York. How's that possible? Take a look at this map. Take a look at the map. Claiming unbelievable.
What map?
So yeah. When folks get into power who don't belong there, like Karen Bass, who did not get elected, selected, that's what happens, because they're not real leaders. They weren't selected by the people. Leftists in Minneapolis are now just breaking windows of every single vehicle they suspect even one of them are ICE. Locals are getting furious. They broke into everybody, all these windows. A U-Haul truck spotted on the Quality Leering Center, remember that place? The sign has also been taken down completely. Nick Shirley really ended them all. It's amazing. Amazing.
It's knowing you've always done your part, so he can advance to life's good place, confident and ready for the road ahead.
Thanks, Pops.
With Whoop, start improving your fitness from day one with real-time insights and guidance built around your goals. See where Whoop can take you.
Then you head over to, let's see, an alleged ICE agent was surrounded by a mob outside a Mexican restaurant in Minneapolis and assaulted. I can't even show you the audio because every other word is the F word. And they're blowing whistles. So they go into the restaurant, they find a guy who they think is an ICE agent who's trying to relax and eat, and they chase him out, blow whistles, scream and yell at him, throw stuff at him and more. Actually, wait, I've got the video on the right side. See? This guy's screaming at him, cussing him out, throwing stuff at him. He has to go back and pick things up, and this guy's just throwing it at him, picking up his own thing. Throwing his hat to the other side. He has to go grab his hat, walk through the snow, come back to his car while everybody's blowing their whistles, while they're cussing at him. The tolerant left. You ever have conversations with people like this? The tolerant left, the ones that claim that they're all about, oh, Trump's bad, and you guys are just worshiping Trump. You guys are terrible Republicans. You're all about hate. And they just get into their tirade of stuff that's in their brain. They don't want to have a conversation. They just want to yell at you, and then they tell you that you're the one that hates. And they just don't realize. If you just record them, hit record, don't tell them you're recording, and then play it back to them. Show them how crazy they are.
I ain't got no sympathy for the Democrats.
A group of anti-ICE protesters in Portland marching toward the ICE building downtown, chanting "Up, up with liberation, down, down with deportation." And look what folks are posting, like this guy
the police
on X.
We have the names of like 4,000 ICE agents. Their families are home.
They're agents.
While they're
Just
off
like
kidnapping
police are
people for
agents.
money.
They
You know what we should do?
paid
It would be
what they're
crazy.
told by their
I think like it would probably be a good thing if
They're the
somebody went to
chief
check
of
on their
the-
family
of
members
the
and make sure they have all their paperwork, right?
Of the
Because they're so
legislature.
busy. ICE is so busy. They're off everywhere kidnapping people. They don't have time to check their own family's paperwork. We can do it for them, right? We should check their paperwork.
Demon possessed. Hair's all ratted, eyes kind of looking a little strange, and now he's talking about violence and hunting down ICE families. And it makes you wonder why they're not getting what they want, which is to take the masks off the ICE agents. Because if they take the mask off, then of course they'll start looking for them, looking for their families and more.
The reality of one armed agency approaching another armed agency to create conflict over something that would be a misdemeanor at best or an infraction, it doesn't make any sense.
Chief McDonald went on to say the state's federal mask ban is not a good public policy decision, adding in his opinion it was not well thought out due to the possibility of conflict between law enforcement agencies. The ban on face coverings, known as the No Secret Police Act, was introduced following immigration raids across Southern California that began last summer. The law went into effect on January, being enforced because the Department of Justice is currently challenging it in court. So far, the judge presiding over that case has indicated that the federal government has a strong argument that this could be discrimination against federal agents, since some California state law enforcement is exempt.
Yeah. They want them on masks. Well, all that's happening. There's some good news. There's some good stuff happening. There's arrests being made. After a few days in Maine, ICE confirms 206 illegal alien arrests, infuriating the local leftist population. Keep the deportations going. The Democrats are losing their voter base. So you can see one clip after another on the left. They're grabbing these illegals, even though the illegals are trying to fight back and they don't want to go, and they're sending them home. So if you think nothing's happening, even though you got all these crazies out there acting like fools and they're getting paid and they're getting bussed into these cities, remember, that's in tiny little locations across the United States. We're mostly red. Well, 8-foot piles of rat-infested trash are choking the streets around Gracie Mansion, which has gotten kid glove shoveling treatments as Mayor Zoran Mamdani crows that he can't imagine how it could get better in the city. Bad Hombre told us, hey, Mamdani has been mayor for 30 days, and so far bus and subways fares are up and service is slower. 13 homeless people froze to death. There have been 15 homicides. Rapes are up 11%. The city faces a $12.6 billion fiscal cliff. Socialism is working as expected. Man, I am not going back to New York City for a while.
At the ball. Huh?
We were there last year. I couldn't imagine going there now. For those that live in New York City that listen to me, man, we're praying for you. We certainly hope that this is a wake-up call for all those crazy liberals that live there. Maybe they'll finally wake up. Who knows?
They're about to do some stupid shit.
Well, we got a clip showing, I don't know, maybe they are. Look at what happens when folks didn't get what they promised. They're at Mamdani's place.
Oh, come on. Fuck you.
They said, that's right, we know about your mom. We're going to get into that a little bit later, but, well, actually, right after this, I'll show it to you. What are they talking about? We know about Mamdani's mom. We advocated for you, Zoran. You got up here and lied to us. You lied. And then they start scream shame. Then you got this podcaster, the guy on the right who hates President Trump. And he's out walking around showing all the cars that are buried. And he's cussing, constantly.
Look at this.
And this guy's a pretty sick guy, but you know what? He's out saying, hey, what's going on? Did he support Mamdani? I don't know. I don't watch this guy. I've got him censored. I don't like to hear him talk because he's constantly negative about everything. He's got a nasty mouth. But he's walking around. Look at the trash. Look at the cars piled with snow and more, and he's had enough. So a little bit about Mamdani that came up since we are going to get into the Epstein files, like 2 million pages worth, I believe, released out to the public again.
They said that dude's dad.
Hans
Epstein is his dad.
Mockney said this: while there is no evidence that Zohran Mamdani is Jeffrey Epstein's son. Oh, that's interesting because guess what everybody is talking about? Mamdani's mom was hanging out with old Epstein, carrying a baby.
Look, doesn't that look like
a lot of people said, man, they kind of look alike. Anyway, the fact that his mother appears in the Epstein files highlights a much broader and deeper problem, which is the incestuous nature of elite networks. At a certain level, everyone seems to know everyone, work for everyone, or is connected through some opaque web of professional and personal ties. A supposedly random figure from the squalor of Uganda rises all the way to the mayor of New York, only for it to later emerge that his mother is deeply embedded in the elite circles. The same pattern shows up again and again. James Comey's daughter just happened to be a lead federal prosecutor on the Epstein case. The judge who presided over the trial of Hillary Clinton's lawyer, the one who helped seed the Russiagate hoax, is married to Lisa Page's lawyer. Page, of course, was involved with Peter Strzok, who was one of the central figures in that same hoax.
So I could get
And to complete the circle, Merrick Garland officiated their wedding. Oh my goodness. None of this requires conspiracy theories. It requires only acknowledging how small, closed, and self-protecting these elite worlds are. Fix the elite incestuousness, and a lot of other problems will disappear on their own. We got a lot more to get into, including all the Epstein file stuff, how that was released, a lot of evidence, things that are popping up that are going to surprise some people in that area. Hold on. Folks, they've done it again. Fix the World Morocco's got those great EMF protection devices. Well, guess what? They've got the And We Know logo on them now. Oh, man, for pendants and phone shields. Each comes with that logo. Moses splitting the Red Sea, and the scripture Romans 8:28. Many people have become sensitive to EMFs, which can cause a number of health issues. Using Orgone energy products in your environment can protect you from EMF toxicity and help to restore a harmonious environment that aids in better health and well-being. So the results vary from better sleep, pain relief, better growth in plants, food preservation, better mental clarity, and an overall calming effect. So these handmade devices are a composite of shungite, steel, iron oxide quartz, and brass powders, all encased in an epoxy resin. They emit a passive grounding field of Orgone energy, and when used in your environment, these devices transform the harmful energy given off by electromagnetic frequencies, or EMFs, that come from 5G, your cell phones, Wi-Fi, and electronic devices, into healthy, life-preserving energy. So these Orgone energy devices, they're available in different shapes and sizes for a variety of different uses. Pendants that you wear, phone shields to use on your electronics, sleeping pods to help protect you at night, charge plates to use for food preservation, pyramids to grid your property, and garden pucks to help your plants grow. They even have construction tiles to help transform your space. And now there are products for your pets and headset protectors. Go in the description box below. Click on ftwproject.com/REF/and we know, and you save 10%. Click in that link in the description box below today. So a reporter says, hey, are you going to go to war with Chicago? Trump calls her out and says that's fake news.
Listen, be quiet. Listen. You don't listen. You never listen. That's why you're second rate. We're not going to war. We're going to clean up our cities. We're going to clean them up so they don't kill 5 people every weekend. That's not war. That's common sense.
We're going to clean up our cities. Calls her a fake news reporter. It's had enough. It's not what she wants to hear. But that's what they train them to do. These Democrats, these liberals, these reporters, and more. This came out recently, and I don't know who this guy is, but it's been all over X, so I'll show it to you.
Democratic Party, I'm going to say it tonight.
Listen closely.
So that you won't be confused, is the Antichrist Party.
Thank you.
It is anti-family.
Thank you.
And I'm going to say this, you're not going to believe it, but it is anti-black folk.
Thank you.
You are only needed for votes.
Thank you.
Only loved when it's time to get your votes. There's no real care about you. And see, we still stuck, and we got that thing ingrained in us that this is the party for the black man. It is not. The party has changed. Black people, really, to be honest with you, have never been the priority. They have only been used. Go back and look at the Civil Rights Act of 1964. We've all given Democrats credit for that, but Johnson was the one that wanted to pass it, but he couldn't get enough Democrat votes to pass it. It was the Republicans that pushed and passed the 1964 Civil Rights Act. Go tonight and look it up. Look at Wiki, W-I-K-I, put it in there, 1960. He couldn't even get enough Democrats to vote for it. So he had to go to Republican senators in order to help him out. They are anti-life. The party pushes stuff that's anti-life. It pushes anti-morality because most of their policies are immoral. That pushes sexual perversion.
Thank you.
It is the party of death. Why do you say that, Pastor? If you go back, you'll see slavery started with the Democratic Party.
Thank you.
And we saw many slaves that died. We also saw under Jim Crow. Jim Crow was established by Democrats. And we saw under Jim Crow how many were hung and lynched. And then we're seeing today how many babies, African American people are giving up their future. Because they won't have, in another 15, 20 years, they won't have enough people because they have cut their birth rates off and have aborted their children. This is exactly what the party wants. So it is a party of death when it comes down to it. It is a party that is against black families. Look at the history of the family.
That's a big deal. I spent a long time talking to folks, even in the Marine Corps, about this. They never heard of such a thing. Man, this is back in the year, what was that, 2003 to 2006. I spent a long time with a young sergeant. We were going through this. He couldn't believe it. He had a hard time. He looked into it. He's like, wow, I never thought about this. And, and in the end, who knows? Maybe it had an effect on him.
Looks great.
Oh, he just got his groove back.
Are potbelly wraps really delicious, or are they just a lighter option?
So the videos and images of children being raped and murdered by the elites, the U.S. government has them, but they have not released them through the Epstein files. It's getting darker. Many people are nervous right now.
Any depiction of CSAM or child pornography was obviously excluded. Anything that would jeopardize an active federal investigation. And finally, anything that depicts or contain images of death, physical abuse, or injury, also not produced.
Yeah. Which means what? There's a lot of that in there. I'm going to show you a lot today. Not everything. I mean, we don't have time for all that. We're going to probably get into it at some point. Lazi B posted this email from Robert Trivers to Epstein. Robert Trivers, a Jewish biologist, spoke with Epstein about feminizing men and transition children as young as 3 years old in the West in 2018. Quote, what greater molecular control over development we are increasingly capable of producing novel phenotypes, more feminine men. by blocking testosterone receptors or castration, and at the same time increasing estrogen production. The one blocks male features, the second encourages female features.
Oh God, that was it.
By the way, we're now pushing the intervention earlier. So you notice your 3-year-old son has trans tendencies. So now you intervene with hormones. Wow. Who else? Oh, let's play this from Trump, but just a reminder.
Bill Clinton. Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of problems.
Epstein in your remarks about in the Q&A.
Well, I think he's got a problem. I mean,
What do you think the problem will be?
I don't know, but that island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool. So, and he's been there for many years. Well, I can't say French, but I know
You're friendly, you know them.
they play at my clubs a lot. I have clubs, and everybody likes to play
Are you
at my
saying there's
clubs.
a political problem for her if she runs for president?
It could be a political problem.
Bill Clinton.
Bringing up the Epstein files. The George Clooney part. Multiple Epstein emails. 2014, Clooney was in Copenhagen where Epstein appears to visit him. They're saying, now I know Copenhagen has interesting girls. Clooney's name appears numerous times in Epstein emails. Once again, all the biggest Trump haters were best friends with
What a fact. That's
Epstein.
So
It stole, dude. It
Next.
stole the game from us. Like,
Leaked
we didn't
emails
even have a chance.
expose Bill Gates plotting strain pandemic simulations and
They
neurotech
ran the
weapons
ball
tied
like 5
to
times
Epstein's
on me.
web.
And
All the
every
way back
time
in
they blocked every
2017,
guy.
while pushing
And just
deadly
went for
jabs
the
and
info.
digital slavery, he's engineering brain control and depopulation agendas. This is from Cue the Storm. The elite cabal's playbook in plain sight. Time to red pill the masses. The veil is lifting, patriots. It's always been about the children in total control.
Now here we are. You know, we didn't simulate this. We didn't practice.
On behalf of our partners in the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
So both the health policies and economic policies, we find ourselves in uncharted territory.
Never forget. And so it kind of explains a little bit about Gates, what he must have done to children while hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein, huh? Just a question. Just a question, not an accusation. You think Melinda knows? Bill quickly resolved his divorce when he realized she was dropping breadcrumbs publicly. Here's CBS Mornings, in case you guys never saw this.
You know, it was also widely reported that Bill had a friendship or business or some kind of contact with Jeffrey Epstein, and that you were not. That was very upsetting to you. Did that play a role in the divorce at all in this process?
Yeah, as I said, it's not one thing, it was many things. But I did not like that he'd had meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, no.
And you made that clear to him?
I made that clear to him.
63
I also
passing
met
yards.
Jeffrey Epstein exactly one
63
time.
passing
Yes,
yards.
because I wanted to see who this
60%.
man was. And I regretted it from the second I stepped in the door. He was abhorrent. He was evil personified. I had nightmares about it afterwards. So, you know, my heart breaks for these young women because that's how I felt. And here I'm an older woman. My God, I feel terrible for those young women. It's awful.
You felt that the moment you walked in. I
And
didn't
he was
realize that.
awful.
Yeah. And you shared that with Bill, and he still continued to spend time with him?
Any of the questions remaining about what Bill's relationship there was, those are for Bill to answer.
Okay.
But I made it very clear how I felt about him.
Oh boy. Anybody have their radar up on that one? They're kind of wondering what in the world she might have been referencing, what she really wanted to see. I want to go see this Epstein guy. When she walks in the room, she sensed evil. You guys ever walked in a room and you sense
the 49ers record in
evil?
2015?
She knew it. Speaking of evil,
Horrible.
they had a Wachovia Bank, Jeffrey Epstein too.
Look at this is what the
William
letters
Doherty. Please wire $11,438
What was
from the above account
the
to
49ers record in
Baal,
2016?
Baal, at the Wachovia Bank. Names it after Baal. Interesting.
Worse.
when you look at
Worse and
Mr.
worse.
King
Bad
Charles,
and
remember they
worse.
did that painting of him with the red all over it? And you take that image of him and put him side by
Shit,
side,
Niners spanked our
and you flip
the
him
fucking-
upside down.
Fucking Cowboys spanked our ass last year. in
What
the
do you
regular
see?
season, but they didn't even have their quarterback in the
Oh,
house,
you
and
see.
beat 'em.
No, we should win
The
the next three.
Baphomet.
No problem.
Yeah,
No
for all to see.
problem.
And they like to do it in front of everyone.
In plain sight.
Satan likes to show off.
In plain sight.
Look,
Who
they
else
did
is
it right
involved?
there.
Oh, the Dalai Lama repeatedly met with Jeffrey Epstein. I had to block out his tongue sticking out. It was too gross to look at. Yeah. Dalai Lama hanging out. Make you wonder how these folks become famous and get to hang out with all the elites all the time. Oh, they're all in that same line. Who else?
You hear that?
Besides marching and,
Yeah.
and protesting, what else do you suggest?
That's normal.
Well, it doesn't happen overnight. It's not a miraculous.
Oh, Jane Fonda, I think, calling for President Trump's murder. Oh, let's see.
So she's
Kind of
a-
interesting.
She's a
Because
hag
she's
now.
in the emails.
A real hag.
Oh, yeah, it's right there. It's my work with De Niro, Naomi Campbell, and Jane Fonda. Jane already read it and loves it. Why not? Wow. What's all the money is in from the sale of apartments, silvers, clothes, and stuff? We will have a sit down with them, with you guys.
What did you say? Murder.
Remember, they laughed about her saying President Trump should be murdered.
Wait a second. She's just kidding. Don't say that. That's... Oh, you don't know. They'll pick up on that and
Yeah,
just run
that's
with
the
it.
worst.
She's just kidding. It's well. Let me talk to you about.
She's just kidding, and she gives a look like, really, am I? Yeah. Jane Fonda. Who else? Billionaire Reid Hoffman, who bankrolled the E. Jean Carroll lawsuit against Trump, is featured extensively in the new Epstein files, visiting Zorro Ranch and the pedophile island. Who else? Peggy Siegel, one of Hollywood's most powerful publicists, told Epstein, quote, can bring a little baby back for you or two, boys or girls. So Madonna. Satanic.
Satanic.
Nothing to see here, just
Look at
to,
Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey
We
Epstein
don't know.
giving someone permission
I give you
to
permission to kill
take
him.
somebody
He
else's
apparently is
life.
With, he lied to you and lied to me. I think it's
You know,
the
all
CIA.
those high-profile celebrity suicides over the years. Turns out Epstein's probably also organized assassinations on top of his day-to-day trafficking enterprise. You can see that on your screen.
Sure. He said these were CIA.
Also, the world is run by
can we get a
the
different
satanic
flag?
cannibal pedos.
If you did the same play over and over, but it was.
And this is the clip where I tell you, if you got kids, please don't let them watch this stuff. But it's for you guys to understand what we're dealing with.
Because I was watching between
That was a different
Pizzagate
play.
and Anthony Weinergate.
I say no because it was LA, I would buy it. But I don't think people eat people
By the
eat.
hot route.
That's Pete Davidson, Jimmy Fallon, and John Mulaney all made rather shocking confessions on a Tonight Show.
I think it's the opposite. I think New York's got some crazy seedy stuff. No,
Listen to this.
They'll cut your head off here, but out there they will cut it off and eat it. That's Hollywood. I know. That's Hollywood. You don't know how good someone's music really is until you find out they're a pedophile. I don't need to ever see a Kevin Spacey movie again. But if the CEO of Swisher Sweets turns out to be a cannibal, I can't just change my whole life.
That looks great. Thank you.
Right here.
You
That's
want
kinda
in a
funny.
pancake is to have the consistency of young.
Will you watch Swisher Sweets no more? You don't watch Swisher Sweets no
You got
more?
a guy with brightly colored
I
undergarments.
haven't bought
And you
that
got
just 'cause
soft
I haven't
human
been
flesh.
smoking blunt, that's all. But no, where was that? White Owl. I've been buying White Owl for years.
So if the owner of White Owl is a cannibal, buy White Owl anymore?
So I don't want to show this part. This guy grabs a
I mean,
baby,
I
and then
didn't do
he
it.
proceeds to stick his face into
and say
the
that to
baby,
me?
and then gets points for
I'd have
doing,
to
you know,
be
what
like,
to the
dude, I
baby in
mean,
front
yeah,
of
I
the crowd
probably would
with blood all over him.
try to make the conscious decision.
Skin and
not to.
outshining how my
I like
clothes are so clean, and how I eat little babies' ice cream, and never forget this from Oprah.
Ice cream.
Guest was used also in worshiping the devil,
participated in human sacrifice rituals and cannibalism. She says her family has been involved in rituals for generations. She is currently in extensive therapy, suffers from multiple personality disorder.
If I told you the owner of fucking McDonald's was a cannibal, would you keep eating McDonald's?
Rituals in which babies would be sacrificed, and you would have to, you know, babies. There were people who bred babies in their family. And the purpose of sacrificing
this dude is way past the first down. Look at this shit.
For power.
Yeah. You see the first down right there?
And the power that they can get from
What do you
that.
think that's about equal right there?
That the more innocent the victim, the more horrible the
Challenge
death.
you play. You should challenge.
I tried. It wouldn't let me.
The more magic is
Maybe they'll
released,
challenge it.
and the more spiritual power
You
they
just
get.
gotta get over that shit, man.
So part of the Epstein files
Instead of fucking, why do you always keep throwing the ball right to the first down? Mark?
a
Past
witness,
the first down.
Man,
Fuck
throw it
that
5 yards past.
an interview of a purported
Throw it-
Epstein
no,
victim,
That wasn't 5 yards. That was a pass. You had to run
who said
there.
that Bush had done something to him.
You caught the ball short of the first down.
He also said he was a victim of a ritualistic sacrifice in which his feet were cut with some type of device but left no scarring. On the yacht, he witnessed babies, terrible things happening to them. I'm not going to say what they did. Oh my goodness, it's sick. If you're reading the screen, I'm
their
sorry.
Intestines removed. Individuals eat the feces from these intestines. He was also raped by George Bush I.
Ultra Magadine Erickson says, with the 3 million pages of the Epstein list being released today, and then the video showing Karen Bass being messed up in public, it seems appropriate to bring up this Q post almost 6 years ago to the day that tells us this exact same thing would happen. They will not be able to walk down the street. Q post 3815. What happens when people learn the truth? What happens when people wake up? They will not be able to walk down the street. The Great Awakening.
Well, that's stupid because you don't know what's going to happen later in the game.
With home improvement projects, you want the best. Hire a pro, not a
Can't
cop.
guarantee you're going to
Hire
score.
a dairy member.
So you might
Find
need
one
7
at the Dairy Home
opportunities.
Show. Tickets and details at
Not
dairymilwaukee.org.
And then you're focused on the clock instead of your players.
Flag. What was that flag for holding?
We're calling them the same flag.
Sleeping, cramping, or sudden urgency, Miralax. Free your gut to free your mood.
I'm just kidding.
Which gets us into the next video about John Podesta, remember? Working for Hillary Clinton. One of the most demonic figures out there.
Watch this video about
John Podesta himself can explain the code words in his emails.
Hey, John Podesta, can you please explain why you have children rented for entertainment for your adult hot tub parties? No one has ever explained why John Podesta has literal pedophile and cannibalism paintings all over his office and his home. Tony Podesta, too. And then you look into the spirit cooking dinners. You look at Marina Abramovic, who's the one that was conducting the spirit cooking dinners. Why are they going to spirit cooking dinners? Why are they sacrificing chicken Samoa in their backyard? This isn't my words. This is their words. This is in their emails.
I'd be willing to debate anyone who thinks that Pizzagate has been debunked.
You asked me when did, how am I getting additional briefings? That was the first and last time I
So
talked.
October 9th is the last time you have heard from the FBI at all.
Yes.
You have not got an update on the investigation in your personal email.
That is correct.
So not only did the mainstream media lie to you about Pizzagate, they actually told you that it was illegal to read John Podesta's
What's
emails
Pizzagate?
on WikiLeaks. Chris
That's
Cuomo,
them,
with straight face.
A lot of the elites, a lot of Democrats, Republicans also, and a lot of Hollywood elites are eating kids. Or they're murdering them for fun. Yeah, but they're definitely, Pizzagate is about or the spirit cooking, I should say, is about eating people. The Pizzagate, it could just be abuse, sexual abuse, but it could go as far as killing them because a lot of them, if you watch, they're going to show where they have the freezers, the coolers, where it says perfect for a kill room and shit. That's what they say in the emails.
On CNN, looked into the cameras and said it's illegal for you to read John Podesta's emails.
Also interesting is, remember, it's illegal to possess these stolen documents. It's different for the media. So everything you learn about this, you're learning from us.
That's how scared they are of those emails. And that's how explosive the content in those emails are. That they felt the need that they had to tell you, you could not read those emails, and if you do, you might get arrested.
That's Liz Crokin. She's been doing amazing work, and she dropped this bombshell. Jeffrey Epstein received an email from the Epstein files about the Netflix documentary on the case of Madeleine McCann, titled "The Disappearance of Madeleine McCann." That, what's super interesting is it references the episode that talks about how rich men from America took private jets to Portugal to abuse children, and the sender wrote to Epstein, this might be a line of inquiry he wants to follow up on. Remember, a sketch of 3 of the suspects look like Ghislaine Maxwell, Tony Podesta, and John Podesta. That's something we'll never forget.
I'll never forget.
Also, for those who might be new to all this or thinking, what in the world?
All this.
Well, the Federal Bureau of Investigation actually had their code words that they use in these emails.
Look right here.
If they talk about a hot dog,
no bun,
that they're ordering, it's actually
that's
a boy.
Look at that.
If it's a pizza, it's a girl. Cheese is a little girl. Pasta, little boy. Ice cream, male prostitute. Walnut, person of color. Map, semen. Sauce is really bad. So Hillary Clinton wrote an email to Derek
May 6th,
Goffey
that's Rick's birthday.
Regarding a lunch order, hot dog with no bun. Thanks.
May 6th is John's birthday. May 6th is...
Please send me your lunch orders. I'll pick up everything.
I know a couple people's birthdays on May 6th.
Is that a coincidence?
A hot dog with no bun, thanks.
How's that all work out?
Please send me your lunch orders.
We're going to expose a lot more of this in a moment. I wanted to play this clip. Journalists going out there just asking simple questions.
Are you pro-women's rights?
And then
of course. Being pro-women's rights, who do you think is more for women's rights? The Trump administration or the Iranian regime?
I don't know. Don't really know anything about the Iranian regime, but I'm against Trump, so I guess I'll go Iranian regime if it's between the two.
But what rights do we not have here as women?
Well, I'm sorry, I don't want to be in this anymore.
If you had to pick.
If I had to pick, guns in my head, shoot me, I don't...
Iran?
Yeah.
Iran is in the Middle East.
That's probably...
Not the Trump.
Bruh. Okay, if I had to pick, probably Iranian militarization. Trump is just evil.
What does that mean?
Bridget.
What do you mean?
Verdict said, if the Democrats cared so much about women's rights, why was Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell allowed
to choose?
Okay, so who's worse? The Iranian mullahs who force you to live under Sharia, cover up, can't fucking eat pork, can't drink. The men are allowed to have 4 wives. They're allowed to beat the women.
Rule of thumb, bitches.
You know what I'm saying? Or would you rather live under Trump?
Oh, shut up, bitches.
And they said the Iranian regime. Oh, I don't know anything, but I was between him and I'm going to go with the Iranian regime. You fucking clown. Dude, he should have a microphone like my hammer. And when they say that shit, just fucking thump them. When you wake up, we'll ask you again. Fucking idiots.
Traffic and do all these terrible things to women and children for decades. Why was Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell invited to the White?
Yeah, listen to this list, dude.
I know, 17 times by Bill and Hillary Clinton. Why did Bill Clinton go to Epstein Island 27 times? Why did Harvey Weinstein have 81 Oscars despite being a serial rapist? Why did the Obamas have Harvey Weinstein to the White House 13 times?
Harvey.
Ghislaine Maxwell, a lot of traffic and do all these terrible things to women and children for decades. Why was Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell invited to the White House 17 times by Bill and Hillary Clinton? Why did Bill Clinton go to Epstein Island 27 times? Why did Harvey Weinstein have 81 Oscars despite being a serial rapist? Why did the Obamas have Harvey Weinstein to the White House 13 times? Oprah and Harvey Weinstein have been friends for over 20 years. Oprah's good friend John of God, who kidnapped, enslaved, and raped teenagers, then sold their babies in a massive trafficking operation. That is evil to the extreme. Epstein was the DNC and Clinton Foundation's biggest donor. Then you have George H.W. Bush and Oprah Winfrey's good friend Peter Nygaard, mega fashion mogul, arrested for trafficking. His island guests were Oprah Winfrey, Robert De Niro, Prince Andrew, and many more sickos. Oprah Winfrey, of all people, who spent the last 30 years on television, television, spreading uplifting messages about God to her viewers. A classic example of how sheep are so fixated on watching for the obvious wolves, only to be sheared and eaten by the shepherd at the end of the day. Hollywood appears to be infested with evil, and they all activated to attack President Trump as soon as he became president for a reason why. They didn't think she was going to lose.
I looked into it.
They thought they would be able to continue their satanic practices,
all the music, dude, I can show you.
And never get caught. Trump shows up, ruins their day, the military takes over the election.
So fucking amen. I feel validated. I do. And it's crazy because look, there's Jay-Z with the spirit cooking drama. A dude like damn near makes out with her right there. Rain in the dirt. I know. What? Lord, give me a song. What the fuck? Gave you a song. Yeshua. Look at it. He was with Aaliyah when she was 15 and Beyonce when she was 16. And Beyonce is known for eating babies. Dude, look at the videos. All you gotta do is look at the videos. Let me know what's on your mind. Let me know what I'm gonna find. It's all the time. Show me how to reach the mind. Show me how to reach the mind. Lord, give me a sign. Show me what I got to do. Juvenile was in it. Let me know what I think so. Pretty sure. I said I was down there. Wherever Nelly's crew was. Either be the one that you trap or the one that you trap. I'm waiting on the Lord. I'm hunting with the word that cuts like a sword. The spoken word is stronger than the strongest man. Carry the whole world out strong. And with the kind of tribulation, you never let us down. Jesus, I know you're here with us now. Jesus, I know you're here. Keep it real with us now. On the field, show me how, please. Find the wrong slave, you end up or find the wrong agent, you end up a slave. Protect me and give me the strength to fight. Give me a sign. Let me know what's on your mind. Let me know what I'm gonna find. It's all the time. Show me how to teach the mind. Show me how to reach the blind. Lord, give me a sign. Show me what I got to do. And I'ma go through whatever you want me to. Just let me know what to do. Lord, give me a sign. Satanic cult. When they take babies from other countries and mutilate and kill them in the form of blood sacrifice until they die. You see, when the master saved, he was constantly shed blood. However, the jig is up. Did you see, remember? I'm lying because it's hard for me to believe that they're doing that shit too, but Moloch, you didn't see the paperwork yet? Sent them a picture of Moloch. And that's what the Bible's all about. About them sacrificing to the pagan gods. They worship pagan gods, not the true God. Let me know what's on your mind. Let me know what I'm gonna find. It's all the time. Show me how to teach the mind. I'm sure it is coming back. Sooner than anybody thinks. Because this is what it says would happen. No, they're attacking the church just like it says in Revelation. And he would be given the ability to go to war with the saints.
Slow down.
Because he knows his time is short now. And I don't believe, like, it's crazy. I knew this shit was happening too. Like, I could go back, I could show you the movies. I could show you the movies. I could show you the fucking. You just look at like CSI alone. Look at the show CSI. They literally show you this them doing an autopsy on the body. You turn on TV. It's on public TV, like Channel 58. It's crazy. Call out Jay-Z and for the Epstein ties.
I got big balls to put it like baseball. Bitches don't keep it straight, knock out. Hell no, the water that blames straighten up to the face. Sisters and wait.
Prosecuted if anything, I got a feeling that it's gonna happen.
That's what I feel, because you saw what that Attorney General said. You act like there's a list of people who's abused. He said, what are you talking about?
There is now, fool.
That list was already out. And he said, what are you talking about? He said, are we going to get a list of the men? Because you know that abuse these women. He said, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't understand what you're talking about.
We're not allowed to possess that. Only the media can. So I'll have nothing to go on.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I have nothing to go on here, folks.
But you just said that there's paperwork with evidence of killing and physical abuse, and you can't release that. What you're telling me is you don't understand what I'm asking you. I'm asking you to keep quiet that did the abuse. They're lying shit to your face. Both things lie. That's why I still ain't hopping on no train. They ain't hopping on no train. They're all part of the same beast. Different wings. Same beast. Why wouldn't you want to show the public? Why wouldn't you want to expose that shit? Trump, look at, here's what, look at, that's what Trump's talking about, look at. Talking about the tunnels under Washington. These structures, all of them throughout DC had tunnels underneath them. For expressions of traffic. Smoked children.
Smoked brisket.
That shit looked good. I seen a trailer yesterday. All these structures, streets and facilities in DC were specifically designed and built along the Masonic commercial maritime trade lines routes and created the architectural points used to replace their Moloch and satanic symbols into the Capitol. So you didn't know that Washington DC is put on a 5-point star? On the back of it? Oh, for sure. Special right here. Don't get a buggy, baby. Let me lay back and kick some more simplistic pimp shit on flip shit. Start rise like let's face it. Don't get your guns in the concert to watch my face. So motherfuckers knock each other on the content. Some of these crowds that slim draws is Roddy and Crenshaw. Boulevard with his packs and full of cars. Some of these crowds me and Snoop draw. This niggas from Crenshaw. From Long Beach to South Central. Not these niggas again. World with that men with hand triggers again. You and what army can harm me. DR he can shake me with doggy from Long Beach.
Oh my lord, I was trying to throw a bomb right here. I didn't see the comments and actually like all day. Sometimes it's like a nightmare to be an entree, but
you know about those because these niggas up and show up where the fuck I'm coming from. I get the party cracking from this shit that I be spitting down. Get it run, get it done. Get the phone split and run. Got about 50 guns. And I love all of them the same. Bang, bang. Damn, baby girl, what's your name? I forgot.
What's your name?
Damn, a nigga bull. I'm hanging in the club.
Remember the obelisk we were talking about? They're showing for the
jumped up with the
Washington Monument. You know, I think it's exactly 6 feet tall. And each side of the four sides is 666 inches.
I'm watching you move. You found dead in your garage with 10 o'clock news coverage. Gotta love it cause I exposed the facade. These little lungs is too small to hot box will die. All jokes aside, come bounce with us. Standing over you on a 12 gauge. About to bust. It's like ashes to ashes and dust. dust to dust. I might leave in the body bag, but never come. So who you trust, they just like good enough. When they get rough, I'm in the club. You must have a mental disease. And soon the position get back down on your knees. Come on,
fourth down. Sound like a fourth down.
Fuck around and make me
bounce off somebody's knee.
Only nigga that I trust is me. Fuck around and make me
What move is that?
Oh, no. 6 foot tall, 80-pound ball.
To the face. That fucking shit has my heart. To the face.
Give me the mic, let me recite. Timothy White, tickets outside to get a scope off. This is every night. What if he's right? I'm just a criminal, making a living off of the world's misery. What's the world give me the right to say what I like and walk around flipping the bird, living the urban life like a white skipping the bird, screaming at night and screaming at mom, scheming to leave. Run away from home and grow to be as evil as me. I just want you all to notice me and people to see that somewhere deep down to decent human being in me. It just can't be found. But the reason you've been seeing is me. If you listen to me now, the reason who's being is me. So when you see me dressing up like a nerd on TV or heard the CD using the bag word so freely, it's just me being me. Here, want me to tone it down? Fuck what fucking did you faggot? Happy now, look at it. I saw some trouble that I got. That's the houses in the club that they know. I saw some shit that told me not to back down. Cause I can see this summer with a phone. You don't really wanna fuck with me. Only nigga that I trust is me. Fuck around and make me bust is me. The devil's fake, always wanna change. And you don't really wanna fuck with me. Only nigga that I trust is me. Fuck around and make me bust is me. The devil's fake, always wanna change. 2001 and forever. Slim Shady, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, X to the Z.
Map of Masonic secrets, astronomical wonders, as well as home to the nation's oldest and most important national monument. The story of Washington, D.C. begins in 1783, at the time the federal government was mobile meeting in various cities as needed. And this year they were in Philadelphia. On June 20th, a mob of unpaid Revolutionary War soldiers began protesting outside Independence Hall, preventing the delegates from leaving. Alexander Hamilton had to stay out, but he was refused. And George Washington had to send troops to suppress the mutiny. They realized the federal government would need their own place to meet, separate from any state in the Union. So they wrote it into the Constitution that a 100-square-mile federal district would be created out of the state land. George Washington wanted it to be close to his home on the Potomac River and to include the ports of Alexandria and Georgetown. So he picked a point to be the southernmost corner of a 10-by-1-mile diamond that would enclose the new district. Thomas Jefferson said Andrew L.F. Geography, Journal of the United States marked out the exact points, making up the borders.
Don't get it twisted. This
L.F. Benjamin Bannon, African-American naturalist, mathematician, and astronomer.
What you heard,
Help
what you hearing,
what
what you hearing, listen, what you hearing, listen, what you hearing,
oh my God. Bannon described exactly where Washington's point was on the globe. No probably is longitude. This is east and west. No prime meridian. The moons of Jupiter. Galileo first observed Jupiter's moons. He saw them moving like the pendulum, a great cosmic clock.
Such a good heart that I make a motherfucker one day if you can. Damn right, and I do it again. Yeah, I am nice.
I am nice.
Bread with the enemy. No matter how many caps I break bread when I break who you sending me. You all die, never break. What your life saved. You know that's for the life. Damn, I get set free. I won't be the one ending up on the deep.
Told you you love
the only thing that's it came out to play. Stay out the way, otherwise we gonna rock.
Avoiding.
Look,
I'm on the bathroom. Look, I'm on the bathroom. There's the mouth right here. There's the ear. There's the ear. There's the horn. There's the horn. Interception. Double time. Oh, I do, you little bitch.
They hands out when some coming. I ain't got
man. Yeah, I was
world and the full pen. You against me against you. Whatever you gon' do, I'm a wolf in sheep's clothing. Only that you know, you can chill, come back and get the streets open. I've been doing this for 19 years. Wanna fight me, fight these kids. I put in work and it's all for the kids. These cats just forgot what work is.
How's the tank feel, little boy?
They don't know what they see.
Yeah,
we gonna rock, we gonna fall. We let it pop, don't let it go. It's gonna give it to ya, we gon' give it to ya.
It's gonna give it to ya, we gon' give it to ya. Oh, they did cut it off. Look at me. I'm on the mouth. I'm on the ear. I'm on the ear. I'm on the horn. I'm on the horn. It's the bathroom. Go. Devil time. Oh. He was scared. Look, Horus pattern. Isis female. The triangle. Among the Egyptians, it was the symbol of universal nature. It was base representing Osiris as the male penis, meaning penis. Penile. Go, good, go, you should have been back there. She came up with one of those walls. He came up with one of those walls for fucking and broke free. No, I don't get the ball. I broke free.
They calling me. They come back to the street, we showing me, aka Sean Free said it was necessary. These sucker niggas out here very scary. They coming home, they living in the month of February. Okay then, put a sister nigga on this place then. Kicking the door is how I vote to bring them K's in. I'm still in double T-I-C. It ain't no whole lot double deal. Who don't know about you, bitch, I'm for show with it. Don't make me pop that pump to the left, bitch, I'm gonna go get it. And I ain't separate, I will let you make your whole feeling. Won't catch me sipping, no prison, got a cold feeling. It's gon' give us 8 pounds, all liquor sipping. Coming straight from the gutter. Toe tag a motherfucker, leave him under a cover. Lil John, he dropped the beat to make it bounce like rubber. Sean Paul told the youth to make it more be a slugger.
Yeah, just straight house.
If you don't give a damn, we don't give a fuck. If you don't give a damn, we don't give a fuck. If you don't give a damn, we don't give a fuck.
Look at them shapes, nigga. Shit, I'm stuck. You got to a 35.
I hold you up, get to it straight, hand in hand. They call me Mr. Harris, longer than my right hand man. Old school, straight foolish, like no other indeed. Well, Lil John and Young Blood, thick, buckets and beat. Had a crew 105 as if you look in the rubble. Clock back and bust, ain't no I done got your number. In the club, you gon' feel it when it drop this summer. Like rain, we gon' pour and hit you hard like thunder. Cause in the dirty, we gon' pour and drink you under the table. Where the niggas been posing like suits and gators. In my Chevy, so super, I'm the one to call. Just dial 1-800 for footage, that's alcohol. And no, I'm not the one that you really just wanna clown. I'm cool in my way, but shit still, I shut them down. The bits on them haters, J-Bo, he cuts a boom in a black box, scissors somewhere. That's how we do it.
They stopped with March 6th. Says they fucking carved those tires on March 6th.
If you don't give a damn, we don't give a fuck. If you don't give a damn, we don't give a fuck.
Dude, get the fuck out of here.